So the U.S.-Nauru relations were, it's based on our shared history of cooperation and sacrifice together. Um, I think it's flourishing and it's nourished by our mutual societal and cultural values, including a shared and enduring commitment to democratic principles. And, one thing is, like last year, regarding some of our history and shared values, is everyone in Nauru has heard the Coral Princess. That's the U.S. B-25 bomber that was shot down over there. We've done a lot of, just want to say appreciation to the Nauru government for helping, maintain the crash site and keeping that memory alive. There's even a stamp. Nauru even issued a stamp about the Coral Princess, to give honor to the crew that, sacrificed their lives over there. And we also keep in mind all the people of Nauru who died during World War II. 75 years of shared sacrifice together. We have a wide-ranging bilateral relationship with Nauru, and a lot of that is with public diplomacy, or sometimes we call it, educational, cultural affairs. But one of probably the best symbol of that right now is our American shelf. We opened that in 2019. The American Embassy Suva's public diplomacy section maintains that there. So it's at the University of South. So in Nauru, the American Shelf is at USP's community library facility, and it houses hundreds of books and other resources for local youth as well as the USP students. And some of the other things that we're working on is promoting science and technology and arts. So for STEM education, promoting science and technology education by providing resources for teachers. And this year, we culminated a workshop with science teachers that provided various free resources for science education. And what we're really hoping to do is inspire the youth of Nauru to pursue science, technology, engineering, art, and math careers, so that so improve those careers, make sure that your English language skills are really solid, and to explore that way you have more of the whole world is opening up to you, with that. And then we also look forward to our exchange programs resuming. So until then, we hope to arrange more virtual education programs, especially with the American Shelf, and examples like today. Climate change is, it's a problem affecting the entire world, and the United States is cognizant that Pacific Island countries, Nauru is the perfect example, are at the forefront of this. In a sense, you're what they call the canary in the coal mine. What happens in the Pacific is what's showing what's going to happen for the rest of the world. So because of this, one of the main bilateral programs that the United States has done for development assistance is related to climate change mitigation efforts. So U.S. Agency for International Development for well over 10 years now, probably longer. The main program that they've done for Pacific Island countries is focusing on climate change. Environmental degradation and eliminating degradation and climate change is a priority because a threat posed by rising sea levels and the region's vulnerability to natural disasters, we don't have any margin for error in that. So the United States is partnering with, we're in close partnership with Nauru to improve waste management, increasing use of renewable energy, building resilience to climate change, and responding to natural environmental disasters that are at least in part contributed to climate change. The United States, we've been really doing our best to help the world over this horrible pandemic. So so um, over, the U.S. Agency for International Development is taking the lead on this, on our response with the pandemic. We provided $35 million to the region, to the Pacific region, to deal with the impacts of COVID. And we're working with our partners in the region to prevent and control infection, train healthcare workers, helping with COVID-19 testing capacity, supporting your laboratories, and so on. And bilaterally, we donated 10 ventilators, 10 Zoll ventilators to Nauru. And we also provided technical assistance on how to use them. So I hope you never have to use them, um, I think it is good to know that you have it. And of course, even besides COVID, if there's any other accident or whatever, it's a big improvement for your healthcare capacity. Um, the United States is also the largest contributor to the COVAX facility. Uh, the COVAX facility's job is to mission is to make sure that vaccines are equitably distributed to around the world, so not just the rich countries have them. So we've donated $2 billion already to the COVAX facility. We pledged 2 billion more dollars, and on top of that, we're also donating lots and lots of vaccines to the, for that. For example, last month, President Biden announced that the United States would purchase 500 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine to be donated to the COVAX facility. And Nauru already got their vaccines via the COVAX facility. So that was a great way to for that. And because of that, I think Nauru is already one of the first countries in the world to have their population, by and large, fully vaccinated. So congratulations on that. It's a great job that the government's done. Good thinking on that. Yeah, so normally what the embassy tries to do is since that's our national day, we host an official event. Several hundred people will come to the embassy, representing various, not just Fiji, but like we for example, we invite the Nauru High Commissioner to it. And so we have an official party. This year, as you probably know, COVID is going through the Fijian community. So in order to keep everyone safe, we weren't allowed to, but we would have done it anyway. We're not having a party this year because it's not safe to gather in large groups. So this year, the Americans at the embassy, we just told everyone to celebrate with their own bubble at home, and so we tried to make it, a little Americana. Everyone did something a little bit different. I fortunately have a pool out at my house, so I got the grill out, threw some hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill, had a little cake made with the American flag on it, and stuff like that. And so had some American beer at home, drank that also on the 4th of July, make it sort of American. So, that's what various people in the embassy did. We just celebrated in our own tiny bubble, among ourselves. Couldn't really have any large gathering even among ourselves. So everyone, just basically each household did their own thing for the 4th of July. But we were able to do our best to kind of feel like we were in America. Because I will say that all of us, on the 4th of July, all the American diplomats at the embassy, all of us really miss being in the United States on the 4th of July. That's the day that's most fun, being over there. We do have funding opportunities available. Of course, as always the case, there's only so much money and a lot of groups that want it. So we do have application processes to go through this, and there's different sources. So the public diplomacy section at the embassy every year offers some small grants to NGOs, civil society. Some years we're focusing on a particular topic or a particular area that we're like last year, we kind of focused on with helping the tourist industry get revived. Some years might be a little more focused on climate change. We also have a regional environmental office, and they work with the State Department bureau that's responsible for climate change diplomacy, and sometimes they will have small grant opportunities. And U.S.A is usually doing the larger. They don't do small grants; they do big grants. So we're talking six figures, hundreds of thousands of U.S. dollars for them. But they do usually their implementing partners tend to be civil society. Um, so what I would do if you have any ideas for climate change diplomacy, why don't you just go ahead and send an email to the Embassy Suva Public Diplomacy section. They'll read it, and then they can forward it to. They may keep it for themselves if it sounds something for one of their programs, or they can forward it to one of the other programs in the embassy. I also encourage you to go to the U.S. Embassy website on a regular basis. Sometimes we'll have announcements on there that states on how to do the application process for that. So I really encourage you to. It never hurts to send an email, ask what you're doing, and quite often we can find there you just and unless you ask, you never know. So I really encourage you, if you have an idea, just shoot it out there. Let's go ahead and see it. And if we don't have anything in mind, maybe we'll start a program for it. You never know. Um, we work closely with all the multilateral partners, here. So like the UN has lots of agencies headquartered in or based out of the Pacific. They have offices here. There's the UN Development Program, the World Health Organization, UNICEF, UN Women, along with a whole host of others, and they all do a lot of important. The work they do is essential, and we're very proud to be a large a partner with them. The United States contributes a lot in dues to the United Nations to help fund these programs, so we're very proud of that. The other partner, the other multilaterals that we're really close with, that we work closely with, is, for example, the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank. The United States is the largest contributor to the World Bank, and we're tied with Japan as largest contributor to the Asian Development Bank. And then the United States is also a member of the Pacific Community. We provide our dues for that, as well as some additional money for various programming activities that's naturally focused on the Pacific. Same thing with SPREP, based out of Samoa, the Secretariat of the Pacific Regional Environmental Program. The U.S. is a member of that. We also get some top-up programming. So, and then there's a lot of other multilaterals that we are that we're members of, and we contribute funds towards. So the U.S., even sometimes when you don't see the American flag on certain projects out there, when one of the multilateral partners is doing that, rest assured the United States probably played a big role in that, either directly or indirectly. Yes, so the United States has we have a youth council, and let's see, it's been meeting virtually, because for the most part virtually, but yes, we do have a youth council that advises the embassy on matters involving younger people. Because, when I'm talking to people, I'm usually talking with people in the ministries and so on and like that. I don't always have a structure where I'm meeting with the youth. So the public diplomacy started one on that, and we've been meeting monthly on that. Sometimes even more. Every Sunday they were having talks this past month. So topics vary. In June, we focused a lot on Pride, because that was the month for that. And then this is July now. We'll probably focus on some other programming, youth entrepreneurship. And so, I encourage you to do that. We also have announcements every coming up. The public, the American shelf there at USP, keep on going into there, talking to people. Sometimes they know what's they hear from us what's going on. We'll put announcements up, go to our website. And I can't wait to get out to visit Nauru and engage and meet with the youth. I'm really looking forward to doing some youth engagement activities there. So 2 years ago, in 2019, I was in Samoa at that point, and it was one of our official parties. And I'll let you in on a little secret. The official parties are usually not a lot of fun because we have to work at it. You know, it's a work event. And there's a lot of planning and everything. By the time it happens, you're kind of like, you just can't relax. But 2 years ago, I already been in Samoa for a while. We had some 4th of July parties previously, but one in 2019, I think we really did it right. So we had a lot of great entertainment. We had one of the best local bands in Apia. We got them to be the entertainment. But then on top of that, there was a Samoan opera singer in town. So she was Samoan, but she was working most of her time. She was educated in the United States in San Francisco at one of the conservatory music universities there, and then she had sung opera all over Europe, the U.S., New Zealand, etc. So she was in town, and I knew her dad. And before I knew it, we got her to sing the American national anthem and the Samoan national anthem for a party. And then she did a couple other songs. So everyone was just amazed I was able to do that. And then there happened to be an Australian Army band in town. And, you know, I already had enough entertainment. The Australian High Commissioner said he was coming over. Hey, do you want them? And I said, well, yeah, if they want to do a couple songs. And those guys and women, they were just fantastic. They really got into the crowd entertaining them. Then we had all kinds of foods. So yeah, I would say that's definitely was one of our favorite, one of my favorite 4th of July parties, whether I'm talking for entirely personal or official. That goes down in memory as a great 4th of July party. Just again, thank you for taking the time for this, and I can't wait to meet you in person. Hopefully next year it'd be practical to travel to Nauru. And for the youth out there, really for anyone, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your age. It's never too late to do anything. If you have whatever your dreams are, follow them confidently and you'll achieve it. So good luck. Reach for the stars and you'll be surprised that you might be able to grab a star. Just keep at it.
Thank you for that. Well, everybody, thank you very much. This culminates our program. You have a great day.